Hey guys, welcome to Executive Espresso. We're running about 5 minutes late because Apple had a big upgrade. And so after upgrades, they just automatically don't work as well because everything has to reset. We're so grateful that you hung on today because we have a great guest. Sroka is going to be here. He's an enigmatic thinker that dissects society's biggest illusions and challenges. He dives into those mainstream narratives on education, success, and self-mastery. And this guy is known for questioning reality itself, exposing cognitive blind spots. It's almost like he's taken over my job. He exposes cognitive blind spots, and he is shaking up the status quo. So he's here to drop some hard-hitting psychological, even philosophical truth bombs that hopefully will make us all, including me, rethink. So here's some things you're going to learn today. Why society's truths, whatever that may be. That term is used so loosely this day and age, it's almost meaningless. What society tells you may be contributing to or locking you in your biggest mental handcuffs. We'll talk a bit about the psychology behind self-taught things, self-learning, and maybe some of the biggest scams in history, and how conspiracy theories and societal blind spots really do, if we're not careful, shape decision-making and mindset. We're going to leave you, as we always do, with a powerful affirmation, and so it's once again great to have you here. You can drop your thoughts and questions in the chat. We're going to be taking a look at those, so don't hesitate to do that. Thank you, Miss Metal, for being here. I'm going to put that up where everybody can see it. And then Glue Strip, good to see you here too. But ask some questions, guys. Invite some friends. And let me get this young man up on our screen today. Hey there, Colton. How are you doing today? I know we've got a bit of a kerfuffle with our overlays. You guys excuse us. As I say, actually, as Scar Hulk used to say, one of my favorite animations my son and I used to watch, Hulk and the Agents of Smash, Scar Hulk would say technomolology. Technomolology, So, well, gosh, what a cool name, I found myself trying to change that. Or spell it. I found myself trying to spell it. And so how'd you come up with that, Colton?
Well, first of all, Doc, blessed and highly favored to have an opportunity to be on the show with you here today. Thank you so much for reaching out and giving me a chance to share some perspective and thoughts and things that go on in this crazy brain from time to time. However, it is short for Super Saiyan Sroka. The old X app and Elon only allows me 15 characters, and what do you know? That is exactly 16 characters. So, Super Saiyan, for those of you who are not fans of Dragon Ball Z and have never seen that before, they are known as Saiyan warriors in Dragon Ball Z. And when they reach their ultimate form, when they're about to hit battle and about to absolutely destroy everything and lead everybody into victory and be the ones, they reach Super Saiyan level. And there's different levels of Super Saiyan, and that's the whole anime world. But that's what that means. And it is just an ode to having the drive and the fire and the passion and always willing to show up 10 toes down, regardless of the obstacles, regardless of the trials and tribulations, and keep pushing forward. And that's just my MO, as you so eloquently put in my introduction, my friend. A man after my own heart. I'm known for my introductions, and you knocked it out of the park, my friend.
Oh, cool, man. And it's been a really hectic morning, so sometimes we're just able to pull it all together. I have to say that you've got one of the best backdrops. I mean, actually, the best backdrop of any guest I've ever had. I'm just blown away at that, And so let's dig into it here. Now, at the end of this here, guys, by the way, stay tuned because we're going to talk about hey, I've got my coffee cup here too. You guys, I hope you're drinking something.
Doc.
Cheers to you.
Yeah.
This is from my inaugural podcast episode of Therapy Bites, bite-sized therapy for the brain. And the guy sitting on the couch, that's where I sit actually every day in my therapy office, that's a anthropomorphized version of the psychology symbol. People kept on saying, awesome. That looks like an alien. I said, man, it's not an alien. So I put googly glasses on him, put him awesome. Put him on a couch. And that's Psy Guy. Everybody needs to have a Psy Guy in your life. And hey, Colton's going to be our side guy today. So how did you come up with some of the stuff that you post in your feed on X? You seem very passionate. You identify a lot of the problems out there. But for all those of you that don't know, we're going to start talking about. Well, one of my favorite things is education. But you can be a big critic of education. What do you have to say about education in this day and age?
That's very interesting, Doc. I fall on both sides, right? Myself personally, I have a bachelor's degree in business management and entrepreneurship and a minor in sales. And I absolutely loved college. I will tell you it was some of the best 4 years of my life. I learned a lot. Well, not a lot. I didn't learn as much as I thought I would. I partied a lot. I connected a lot. My ability to network is what really shined. And that is what was really good for me. Now, why I talk so strongly about education is because if you're going into a lane like myself, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're just starting something basic, if you're just getting on a consistent, persistent pursuit of your passion and you just want to do something, 99 times out of 100 these days, you don't need a college degree. And it is a massive waste of money. And I'm still paying loans. I'm still going through things. I'm still dealing with that. And I see so many young kids now that have been sold this American dream that are getting real close to graduation. And then they graduate and they realize, oh my gosh, the job that I'm getting, I'm never going to be able to pay off these loans. I'm never going to be able to get a house. Oh my gosh, I got to get another loan to get a house and a loan to get a car and this loan and my credit cards are maxed out and then all of a sudden they're forever dependent upon the system. And that's where the real problem occurs, is that they just have to depend on the system and they can never really think for themselves. And then unfortunately, they start depending on different things within the system that take them further and further away from the truth, as you alluded to, and start to buy into various systems that have been set up to just take away from our mental, physical, and financial growth. And that is what I preach day in and day out. Anything that I try to post is something that will, number one, make you laugh, cry, and think, but also, number two, give you some form of mental, physical, financial growth, and really just, whether you like it or not, whether you, hey, don't shoot the messenger, maybe sometimes you don't like the way it's delivered, but also just listen to the messaging, listen to what's actually being said, and maybe go research it for yourself and maybe find out I'm not full of hot air. Who's to say, who's to know?
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine folks doing their own research and just not drinking the Kool-Aid. Or I mean, maybe you're just more comfortable drinking the Kool-Aid. Maybe some of you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I say drink the Kool-Aid. You can go and research that stuff. But by the way, we have a lot of interaction here. Good morning, Sarah, my good friend. Those cups available. Yeah, you can get those at my Shopify store. Just type in Therapy Bite Shopify. It'll pop right up. Coming up with some more for Midday Mindset, which I'll do at noon today, and also Executive Espresso. So thank you for asking that. Diamond Hand Media Group says our current school system is a scam. And I'm like Colton, I really was into college. It really was some of the best years of my life. I truly enjoyed it. At some point, a dear young lady looked at me with all sincerity and said, hey, this isn't paying well. You got to get a job. That young lady turned into my wife, and she was right. School doesn't pay well. Hey, it doesn't even pay well for the professors. There are professors at Yale and Harvard who are homeless. I kid you not. Look it up. I could never be a professor. I'd go broke and I'd be homeless, And so it really is a scam in that way, that there are billions of dollars that universities hold on to, but they don't pay them to the people that are teaching you. So it's really shouldn't be a big mystery that you really may not get the best teaching, because the best people in the world aren't taking those jobs. I mean, why would you teach if you can play for the NBA and shoot a basketball? And so our whole system is upside down. The other thing that Colton said that I really love, and I'll put it this way: imagine college, higher education as a suit of clothes. Maybe it's a really expensive suit. I used to sell Hart Schaffner and Marks suits to get myself through college. And then I'm going to go rake chicken in the afternoon. So big difference there, raking chicken, man. Banquet foods, still love you, banquet foods. But no, I didn't want to work at banquet foods my whole life. So big motivator to stay in college. But think of college as a suit of clothes. That suit of clothes comes in one size, but that one size won't fit everybody, nor should it fit everybody, because who's going to do your plumbing? And by the way, my plumber makes more money than I do. I kid you not. No joke. My electrician makes more money than I do. The guys that are doing my carpenter out back make more money than I do. Almost everybody that works for me makes more money than I do. So, of course, I'm not doing it for the money. I just thoroughly enjoy, and always have. I've done this for 40 years now, what I do for a living. But it may not be for you. So take Colton's advice and check it out. My son, who is in medical school, did something that I really kind of wondered why more potential college students that they don't do. If you're going to get into, doctoring or carpentry or plumbing or electrical, or even go to college, then why wouldn't you do what my son did and shadow some people? He probably shadowed a dozen doctors. And in doing that, he said, look, not doing dermatology because that's boring. Radiology, boring. Pediatrics, too many screaming kids, not doing that. Said, hey, wait till you become a parent. And so it really taught him what's not for him. And so many people, they're just drinking the college admissions Kool-Aid, thinking that there's some gold mine at the end of education. There could be, but most of the people that I went to college with, they do not make great money. And that shouldn't be the end-all, be-all. I make probably better money, I'd say, than 92% of everybody I went to school with. But then again, I took my career in a different direction. So yeah, Colton, you have a lot of really good points there. What are some other reasons why you think that people just mindlessly seek higher education without digging farther into it?
Well, I think it starts to go all the way back. Excuse me. I really believe it starts from kindergarten. The first time that you go to school, it's programmed into us that you go through middle school, you get to high school, then, hey, you got to go get a better education. It's how you get the best job out there. It's how you continue to grow and develop. And if you look at the standard education system, they don't teach you about compound interest. They don't teach you about balancing a checkbook. They don't teach you how to invest. What they build is quality 9-to-5 employees that will shut up, take their pills, fall in line, and do what they tell them to do. And unfortunately, that's what we're building in society. And if that hurts you and sticks you in the soul, and you love the school system and the education system, and you love the medical system, I'm sorry, but all of these things are businesses. All of these things are built to make money, as Doc's talking about. These people know how to make money. It's why you have these long-standing corporations in the medical industry and various industries that have been around forever and ever. That's what they're here for, to make money. So when you realize that, and you realize, whoa, am I just buying into things that are just making other people money, and I'm just aimlessly walking off the edge of the cliff following everybody else? Wait a minute. Is there a plank over here that I can take this plank and throw it over, and oh my gosh, that reaches the other side of the cliff, and I just made it over to the other side, and I found the truth while everybody's falling down and splatting on the bottom of the canyon? That's what I try to do, and that's what I hope with my content I can get more and more people to wake up and see.
That's awesome. That is, and that is the case. That is the case. These days, universities have found out that a lot of people want to get into mental health. And why do they want to get into mental health? Well, they think that they can discover the secret of why their family was screwed up, or why they're screwed up, or why their relationships are screwed up. Listen, if that's the only reason you're going to college, to get a therapy degree, you should just go get therapy, or just get a book from Amazon. I mean, why would you put on all that time to do something that you could do much better by buying a book and reading it, or getting on some of my spaces or whatever? I'll tell you everything you need to know about what I do on spaces. You don't have to go to college for it. You can't be licensed for that. So only go to college if you actually want to use that education to get out there and not help yourself, but to help other people. The people that I see get into my profession because they just want to understand something, they wind up leaving the field because they say, what's that word, burned out, and I can say, I don't even know what that word is. I've never been close to it because I find meaning in what I'm doing. And for me, the money is just a bonus. But colleges are pumping out therapists like Tic Tacs. I kid you not. Where I live right here, when I started this, 30 years ago, there might have been a handful of people that are in private practice that do what I do. Now there are more clinicians than there are McDonald's. There's more clinicians than tobacco stores, liquor. I mean, they're on every corner. So the thing is, when you pump out people like Tic Tacs, you get TikToks. There's only one TikTok, right? Like Tic Tacs. Yeah. I'm speaking a dirty language here because I'm streaming on everywhere but TikTok, by the way. But like Tic Tacs, then no, you're not going to get the best training. So not every person that graduates with a degree has the same level of expertise. But to tackle what Colton said there, I love that, because imagine that you're going to go to university to learn basket weaving. Well, if you can help somebody with that, then fine, that's wonderful. Go learn, get a 4-year degree in basket weaving. The problem is that university will not teach you how to sell a basket. And my universities did not teach me how to market what I do. Everything that I know about making money about what I'm doing was self-taught. Over decades, it was self-taught. In colleges and admissions directors and program directors, that's where you're dropping the ball. And that's why you're going to be eclipsed. And that's why your university is going to go out of business, because you tell people what to do, but not what to do with it. There's a big difference in teaching somebody what to do and teaching them what to do with it. And I've never seen that happen.
Woo, you better tell somebody, Doc. Hey, you are tripping my trigger so much with that, because I have a business management and entrepreneurship degree, right? I'm an entrepreneur. That Diamond Hand Media Group is my brand. This is what I do. There's so many layers to this. I could talk to you about it for 2 hours. But I didn't learn any of how to really make money, how to really understand compound interest, how to really understand investing, how to understand selling myself, how to shake the right hands, until I got out into the world. And I love that you shared the story about your son. Some people take an internship, but then they don't take it a step further. Go shadow, go shake hands, go try this. Is this lane good for me? Is that lane good for me? Whoa, I hate this. I don't even want to be a doctor anymore. This is stupid. That's okay too. It's all right to completely switch around everything. Wow, you know what? Through this, maybe I like chiropractic more. I don't know. Whatever it is, maybe you get that trigger trip. But that is so true. In college, I did not learn anything that I can truly apply right now till maybe my last semester, when I was really getting into the core of business management, doing some entrepreneurship. I was doing a little bit of consulting on the side as well through my school. I was working with a hog farm that did non-GMO products and was helping them raise their social media presence and help them. I did some amazing things with them. And that's when I started to learn, but I didn't truly to really grasp stuff until I put my toes into the ground and just started trying.
That's amazing. You know what? That reminds me of a story. There was a hog farmer where I grew up, and everybody was always making fun of the smell of his hog farm. And Greg, he didn't care. He just blew them off, and he would say, "Smell that money?" To him, the smell of hog manure, man, that's just the smell of money. And Greg would say, "Smell that money?" And he was making money hand over fist. So there are lots of big money in some of the messiest occupations that you can get into, and you can fall in love with it, and it's actually addictive. I find people are just in sheer misery when they get in an office, because the only reason they chose to take a job in an office was the money. So I was just thinking this morning before our interview, I think money is not a bad reason to get into something, and that will take you so far. But after a while, if it's just the money, you're going to not want to do it because there's no meaning in it. One of my favorite groups is Aerosmith. I was working out last night. It was bicep night, by the way. and I was listening to Dream On. Hey, there you go. You've picked up some iron before. I was listening to Steven Tyler sing Dream On, and I'm fascinated because he's been around so long. And I think he's still singing, but just an amazing talent. But compare him with a lot of artists who are no longer singing. Why do rock groups go out of business? Well, because they get the money and then they see that's hollow. And if you're only doing something for the money, eventually you're going to work your way to the core of it, and there's going to be nothing there. It's just going to be hollow. I love what Jim Carrey said. Jim Carrey said, hey, I think everybody should be rich and famous so that they can see that life's not all about being rich and famous, you know? And so find something to
Absolutely.
do, whether it's university, whether it's hog farming, electrical. I had a buddy of mine, we were in the gym, and Charlie's a bit of a nut, but he's always saying stuff, and you're like, man, Charlie, just shut up and go work out, you know? And Charlie said, well, Heath, I'm going to retire next year with $1.2 million. And I thought, here we go. How are you going to retire with $1.2 million? You going to work till you're 500 years old? He said, oh, no. He said, no, I'm probably a few $1,000s away from that. And what did Charlie do for a living? He was a lineman for Craighead Electric. He worked to restore people's power in storms, after tornadoes, floods, ice storms. We've had a few of those. And he put his heart into it. He loved it. And he retired with $1.2 million. How many college graduates actually retire with over $1 million? And so do
So
what you
true.
want, but be informed about it. Okay. Hey there, Waylon the Farmer's here. Hey, Waylon is one of the best live streamers I've ever seen. He does it like you, Colton. He has an amazing backdrop hashtag non-GMO. You know, I didn't know
Let's
what that
go,
was. I had to
Waylon.
look it up a while back. My son, when he was in high school, they studied about that. But
And I'll
thank you
tell you
guys.
this, Doc.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I just have a great quote on what you were just talking about. And I got to credit it to Pat McAfee. If you know Pat McAfee and everything they do over there, I am a massive appreciator of his work. And I've been following his story from the beginning. And he is actually what got me to take the leap of faith and start what I do now. It wasn't originally this, and it has evolved into this. But I was watching a show one day while I was working in corporate America. I was making great money. I was making $75,000 a year plus uncapped commissions. I was a business development manager for an entire Southern California territory, sitting at my desk here in Chicago, not even having to lift a finger. I was just having conversations, bringing in money, honey. And I wasn't happy. I didn't enjoy a single minute of it. I had great money. The bank account was looking good, but I wasn't happy. And I heard Pat say, one day I decided I wanted to chase fulfillment over chasing a paycheck. And that's why I started doing what I do this. I want to chase fulfillment over chasing a paycheck. And I have found some of the most fulfilling moments I've ever found in my life through doing this. And eventually now the money started to trickle in. And I don't do this for the money. Everybody that is in my group knows that for sure. And I just do this to continue to help people grow, evolve, and advance. And I can definitely see that is the same with you, Doc.
Yeah, neither Colton and I are paid for doing this, although we wouldn't mind you all sending us a big check. We will send you a receipt. It may be tax deductible. I don't know. You can take that up with your accountant. But send us the money, man. Send us the money. No, we're just glad that you guys are here. If you have a question, drop it in the chat. I'm going to read what a dear friend of mine, Kimbrough, just said. I'm supposed to be working. Oh, wow, supposed to be working. But I'm loving this conversation. Colton is so right. My son didn't go to college, but is brilliant. Good for you as a brilliant mom, of course, and doing exactly what he wants. Not making much money, but is happy. My daughter went to a local college and has almost nothing left to pay and making great money with a good company. My wish for them is to be good people and happy. Hey, like any parent, and you're a good parent, Kimbrough. Yes, they have to survive financially, but it's not number one. Yeah, when you make finance number one in your life, then you're chasing the wrong number one.
Yes, sir.
Chase making a difference. Instead of making money, chase making a difference. If you chase making a difference, you'll probably make money. Or at the end of your life, if you chase your whole life making a difference, you won't care that you didn't make the money. It'll be secondary to everything. Nobody lays on their deathbed worried over their bank account, because as I've heard many people say, many ministers say, there are no U-Hauls going to heaven. You know, no.
Ooh! Ooh! Can't take it with you, Doc. You are on fire this morning.
You'll see no hearses with a U-Haul behind them, folks. Okay.
Hey, no 2-bedroom casket. Nobody's going with you either.
Hey, we got Hitch Slap all the way from Australia. Hitch Slap is our local IQ guy. I'm sure he's been evaluating our IQ the whole time, and he's going to give us a score. If you're watching this podcast, if you're watching this live stream, I can promise you your IQ just went up at least 1.2 points. Not a lot, but every little bit helps. So catch Hitch Slap spaces, catch Waylon the Farm spaces. Waylon says it's great to get paid for your work. Yes, it is. You know, Waylon, that's a great point, because money is one form of payment. Feedback is another form of payment. Fulfillment is yet another form of payment. And I think fulfillment and making a difference is probably, you can't invest it in your bank account. You can't pay Uncle Sam with it. But the great thing about earning wages and meaning and fulfillment is the government can't tax that crap. Well, they may figure out a way to do that. That's probably what's next. Hey, so Hitch Slap says high IQ discussion. Hitch, it's early, but man, we got our coffee going, so we're ready to rock and roll. Thank you for being here. If you guys have questions, drop in the chat. We'll be wrapping up here in a minute. We're going to go on to the triple shot here. 3 high octane questions. So, Colton, what would you say is your current top mental struggle?
I love that you asked this question, Doc, and it was actually the topic of my morning show this morning on Forge and Fuel. And we do about an hour and a half, and it's just morning motivation, inspiration, get you fired up, get you rocking, get you rolling. And we talked about hitting rock bottom, right? And, you know, for the longest time, I thought hitting rock bottom was a bad thing. I thought that losing it all and falling apart and, oh my gosh, I've tried everything. I've crossed every T. I've dotted every I. I've gone down this path and it's a dead end. Oh no, there's rock bottom. I thought that was the worst thing in the world. But I realized, and I shared this morning, and I'll just share it briefly here, that life is a series of rock bottoms. As an entrepreneur, as somebody who wants to get on the consistent, persistent pursuit of whatever passion you have to stand on the edge of the cliff with that pit in your stomach and take a leap of faith and see if you can fly and build the airplane on the way down. That's the key.
Yeah.
You're building the airplane on the way down. But here's the key, Doc. I don't know how to build an airplane. You don't know how to build that airplane. Nobody knows how to build that airplane. So you're figuring out how to get a little wing going and a little rotor, and all of a sudden you're hearing low altitude, low altitude, low altitude. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I haven't even had a chance to pull up yet. What's going on? Boom. And you smash. Rock bottom. It's over. Oh my gosh. That's where most people quit. The winners of this life pick up the pieces that are scattered all over the place, go back up the mountain, take another leap with the knowledge they have of how they put everything together before, and then they put it back together and try building the airplane again. And maybe time 2, they don't fly. Maybe time 3, they don't fly. Maybe time 4, they don't fly, and they keep hitting rock bottom. So I argue, Doc, that life is not all over when you hit rock bottom. Rather, life is a series of rock bottoms. And the more comfortable you can get with the bottom, the valleys, the terrible, the dark valley, right? The more comfortable you can get with that, that's where real growth happens. This is my last thought on this.
Amen, man. I love that.
If you can be on a mountain, think about this. Does growth happen on a mountain? Have you ever seen big trees way up at the peak of a mountain? Big, lushful green? No. Where's the growth happening? In the valleys, in the bottom, in the base. And once you get to a peak, you just see another peak. Growth doesn't happen at the peaks.
Oh,
it happens
my gosh.
in the base. And if you can get comfortable with it, you can grow any way you want.
Man, grow those roots into the valleys. That's where the most fertile soil is. Build that airplane on the way down. And yeah, that's because every time you hit rock bottom, the next time you take that leap without the airplane, you build the airplane quicker. You become an expert airplane builder. So many people can't soar because they've never built the airplane. Waylon says, well said. Hitch said, we have a combined IQ of 300. I'm glad to share that with you.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking
There
about.
you go. Here you go. Well, that's worth putting back up again here. Speakers have a combined. Hey, our audience has a combined IQ of 5 million. So thank you, high IQ audience members, for being here. What would you say is that you had the most wrong about success in life when you started this journey?
Wow. What I had the most wrong about success is that happiness is found in the destination, not in the process. And every single motivational speaker will tell you it's process over product. It's process over product. It's process over product. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you that it's not. It's not process over product. Rather, the process is the product.
Ah.
And when you realize that when one door closes, another door opens, just sometimes it's hell in the hallway, and you can find happiness in the hallway, happiness in the product, in the process, the products don't matter. The destination doesn't matter. None of the things, there are no destinations, there are no rewards, there is no magic money pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Why don't you just enjoy the view of the rainbow?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, those who enjoy the walk will always enjoy and go further than those who enjoy the destination.
There
I
you
enjoy
go.
walking. I don't
There
enjoy
you go. Hey, you know
destination.
what? I grew up, and once upon a time, I went to a brush arbor. You know, you guys don't know that. You can look it up. It's a religious gathering where literally the building is brush, and you'd see guys out there. They at this point they pull out their hankies and they would wave them and they would start whooping and hollering. You know. So here's my hanky for Colton today, because man, he is on fire. Finally, what would you say is your top mindset hack these days? And while you're thinking, let me just read from Mrs. Metal. You may live your whole life and not see return of your endeavors in your life, but it's like scientists who bring cures for diseases. Sometimes others have to pick up the torch and finish what you started. Hey, wonderful, wonderful, Mrs. Metal. And then Sherry, my good friend, dear friend Sherry, says, growth happens in the valleys, not the peaks. She loves that quote, Colton. And then Patriot Sarah says, oh, good for you, Sarah. I volunteered after I was fired. It helped me get my next job. Imagine that. You get fired, you have a hurdle, man. That is not falling off the cliff. That is climbing the ladder, you know. So that's up to you guys. And Sherry again says, great conversation. Thank you so much, Sherry. Colton's an amazing guest. But let's wrap it up with Colton's top current mindset hack.
All right, friends. I need you to hear this. I need you to hear this good. This changed my entire life and has taken me from a person who sits on the edge of idea and action to just always being in action. And it will do the exact same for you, but you got to apply it. And it is so simple. So hear me clear. A dream with a date written next to it becomes a goal. That goal, broken down into steps, becomes a plan. And that plan, backed with daily consistent action, becomes your reality. You just got the secret.
All right, there we go. Yes, sir.
You just got the secret formula of success. That is all it is. That is all it is. Everybody wants to, some motivational speaker will spend 5 hours trying to get you fired up to go achieve your goals and get success. I just gave it to you in one sentence. Go achieve your dreams. It's possible for you too.
Bravo, Colton. There you go. Kimbrough, thank you so very much. What a wonderful guest. Colton, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you.
So a couple of ways. I am at Super Saiyan Sroka on all social media platforms except X. It is SUP Saiyan Sroka, Soup Saiyan Sroka. You can just type in Colton Sroka, Colton Sroka, and you'll find me on every single thing. X, YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you got, whatever you like, my content is out there for sure. I also have the Diamond Hand Media Group. This is my company and my brand that I have all of my podcasts under. You can find that at the DHM Group. We are not only an entertainment company, but also a full-fledged network of high-level, high-growth oriented 1% individuals focused on mental, physical, and financial growth and helping each other develop personally and professionally. And we also got a couple other companies involved with that and some other things we're doing. My co-host and my great friend, my mentor, Swirl One, he owns a company called Grandpa Ape Country Club, and they are equally a membership club. Some things they do, yoga tomorrow morning, various different things. He's a DJ. He provides DJ parties and a lot of different things they do over there too. So we're just a flourishing, vibrant community of individuals who get it. So if you had a trigger tripped while we were talking this morning, as obviously both me and Doc did, understand that there's a community of people out there who get it. It exists. It's called the Diamond Hand Media Group. And shameless shill and plug, it is the time that people need the truth. So
Oh my gosh.
we are
So
here
much, so much.
and we got arms wide open, Doc. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, and I am blessed and highly favored to have been given the opportunity to come on today and share a little bit of my mindset.
Amazing young man. You guys check him out, and I am so grateful he was here today. If you guys want to boost in your mindset, you can see the address right up there, school.com/mindset, school.com/mindset. Just join us over there, school.com/mindset, and it is free memberships. We're giving away free memberships, so why not? The knowledge is free. The application will cost you in sweat, sometimes blood and tears, but it's worth it, and you'll live a healthier life, and you'll be glad you did it. Join us over there. Look forward to seeing you. We got to have Colton back on again sometime. You guys give him a shout out every time you get a chance. And Colton, thank you so much for being here. You guys too. Catch you next time, guys. Bye-bye now.